Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. I'm here with Mona,
Hi,
who
guys.
has all the answers, so I'm glad she's here. No, I'm joking. I mean, you do have
Some of the answers.
yeah,
some
yeah,
of the
yeah.
answers. Yeah.
We're mostly going to be talking about the different roles of different age groups within our community, and as well like the roles of you as a grade 12 student and me as a fresh graduate, what we play in our school, and yeah.
Yeah. Just talk about like the societal, like what society thinks of junior youth, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into as well the special powers of junior youth for
Yes.
ages like 12 to 15,
Yeah.
and like just like their unique aspects as well. Yeah, like especially like how we view them as well, and how like society views them, and like what they're actually capable of.
Yeah.
So like I don't know if you wanted to share of like how does society view them? Like what do you think?
Well, I think it's challenging, right? So when we talk about junior youth, I just clarify, it's the age group between 12 and 15-year-olds. And I think it's hard because they're transitioning, it happens, transitioning out of childhood. And so you go from this period of your life where you're just kind of listen to your parents, you have no autonomy. You're just, existing as like an extension of them almost. Like, to this point where you start to be able to think for yourself, like you become curious about the world around you, and you start to question the things you see almost and wonder about them.
Yeah,
and then like because of that, you start wondering like, why is this person doing this, or is that wrong? And then you have this sense of justice that's established, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, yeah, you shared before we were talking about before the podcast. You shared like this quote that Mr. Ritzma said on I thought was really interesting. You want to share that?
Yeah. So, like last week or something, we were having like a grade meeting, and the grade 12s were talking about, like, what is our role towards the junior youth in the school? Because we go to school with grade 7, 8s, and that's sometimes it's weird, right? Because they're so much younger. But one of the things Mr. Ritzma said is that junior youth tend to find a boundary by pushing it, because
oh my days.
My days. Terrell was talking about the 6-7 meme that's been going around, and they don't really know when to stop. So our principal could be giving an address and say something like, I don't know, we'll have dinner at between 6 or 7, and then all of a sudden they're all like laughing and jumping out of their chairs, right? So
it's my god, it's gotta stop.
It's like
it's gotta stop, guys. It's gotta stop.
It's a pandemic at this point, But yeah, so like we've already kind of established where the boundaries are. We've already been there, done that kind of thing, pushed the boundaries before. And so sometimes for us, when they're like constantly doing those memes or saying those things or like getting all up in your face because they're just testing the boundary and finding out where it is, we can kind of be like, oh my God, what's going on? But we have to remember, that we're just like, got to tell them, hey, like that's a bit too far, and just help them find that, where it is in a sense. But yeah.
No, yeah. Especially, I think, like, society, like, they view them so negatively because of that factor, right? Like, they see them as, like, such a rebellious stage in life. And as well, youth as well.
Yeah.
But they have so much potential for justice and just helping out within the community. Like, I remember last year, so part of my service, I was doing, with my junior youth group, I could talk about a little bit more about the junior youth empowerment program a little bit later, but my junior youth group, like I was told, I wanted to we were creating like a social action plan. So we were like thinking about different issues within the community and like how we can like help this problem. Of course, like we can't solve every problem, but like we can help.
Yeah.
Right. And I didn't want to just give them the answers because of course I had like many things I could have just said because like I was also older than them, like more experience.
Yeah. Lived more life.
Exactly. But I wanted to empower them to like come up with their own ideas. And one thing that they identified was they witnessed that there's a lot of like racism within the community, and I thought that was like really nice how they were able to point out like several different things in the community, like different issues, and as well like talk about like how we can better it. And I was just thinking, I was like, yo, when I was that age, when I was I wasn't, but like they have so much capacity is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like so interesting, and then we like created this whole like. They created like posters and we did like this different thing. We talked about like, it's like we knocked on people's doors and like we talked to different parents about this issue within their school, and it was really great. But like it just really made me see like the capacity of this age of like 12 to 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah, they really do have a lot of power. I remember I was just thinking like when I was a junior youth, I had just moved like towns and I like knew nobody. It was the middle of COVID and my mom was like, you know, you should invite your friends to come and like, you know, go and do service projects and do these things. And I was like, Mom, I don't know these people. What do you mean? Like, so it was like this, such a scary concept. And I was always struggling with this idea of like, who like society was telling me to be kind of thing. Like, oh, like all of my friends and I at school, we would kind of, it was like, oh, like let's watch something or like let's do something. Like it was always to be entertained and not to actually have any thought beyond that in a sense, right? And so I'm always so impressed now when I see like these 12 to 15-year-olds at the school and like in the local community going out and doing these things like helping with like younger children or doing these things and taking initiative, because I'm like, yeah, you have that power. It's just about, you know, finding the place to release it, to channel it. Like the other day I was supposed to be helping to just teach a group of younger children. And I pulled up prepared to, you know, do the whole thing myself, wrangle 8 children, like, let's go. And I showed up and there were like 3 children and there were 3 junior youth who were like, they were kind of like, oh, just, you know, go somewhere and help out. And like all 3 of them came, they each had 1 child and I was basically doing nothing. Wow. And I was like, nobody told them to do that, right? So there's like, they do have all these amazing capacities you were saying, but they also like, you know, when they see that they matter and that they have an impact, they arise to serve. They're like, yo, I can do this. They have the desire to want to. And if that makes sense, you know? Yeah,
like there's the age like you can start giving them responsibility to do things meaningful. And like, but if we're constantly saying, like if we're constantly telling them like, hey, like you guys are like, this age group, you guys are good for nothing, basically. Like they're gonna be good for nothing, right? They're not gonna be doing anything. But like if we learn to actually start seeing their capacity and seeing their potential, and like giving them more responsibilities, they're gonna grow to like great heights. Yeah. Right. And just it's really important in the school as well, in Nancy Campbell, like us as older and like you as a grade 12, you're more within the school. Yeah. Like you said, like you have to set like a really good example, and like you have a great responsibility with this is true. With those ages. I mean, like, do you want to say a little bit about that?
I mean, I was just thinking like, when you interact with the junior youth, you're at very different stages of life, right? And it can seem, I think it seems so far away, especially in like high school and elementary school, because your brains are developing at different rates. And like, so I feel like I'm light years ahead sometimes, but just remembering that you weren't so different. And like thinking of my role model, like I had this older cousin, and like when I was a kid, she was just like the coolest. I always wanted to be around her. When she would come to my house, I was like, you know, obsessed, like, okay, not obsessed. You know, just like, you know what I mean? Like, so, and it was just like remembering kind of what it feels like to, you know, like this like person who's just slightly older than me is like giving me attention and like, you know, like hanging out with me and helping me through my problems. That's kind of the same mentality. Like it kind of humbles you a little, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm not on top of the world. You know, I'm just trying to help these like grade 7, 8s. I'm not like in grade 12. I'm like the king of the school. Like, it's just like, remembering kind of how it felt when you were their age, and just bring yourself back and make sure to make time for them and talk to them, even if sometimes, you know, they're pushing those boundaries, right? Pushing those boundaries. And I was just thinking, somebody in my class, I don't remember who it was, but they brought up this point that you can't just constantly berate someone, right? And then expect them to listen to you and like respect you. You kind of also have to build up that like relationship with them first, right? So I remember this one experience I had with the junior youth. I was helping like run a camp, and I was basically like an RA of the dorms. Like it was a sleepaway camp. And there was just this one room that like every night was like, no, we gotta shower, we gotta do our hair, and I'm a girl, I get it, right? Like I'm the same. I'm kind of like, no, you gotta get ready and you know, like go to bed like, yes, tomorrow's gonna be great, right? Like I'm gonna look good, like
yo, that's lucky me too.
Like, yeah, you got it, guys, you got it. And it was just like every single night we had to go to a meeting, and they'd still be up, and we're like, guys, you got to go to bed. And like, it was just a fight every night. And I was like reflecting about it, and I realized like, have I ever even like spoken to them really and like had an interaction with them outside of being like this dorm parent who's like, go to bed, right? So and then I made an effort the next day or like the next 2 days to kind of like talk to them. And then one night I just went in there and I was like, no, like shut it down. Because every night we'd been like, guys, go to sleep. And then we were like, okay, 10 more minutes, right? And then that night I went in there, like after kind of talking to them and been like, you know, like building feeling more like we were friends. I went in there and I was like, guys, that's it. Go to sleep, like lights off. And like they did it, right? And they
Oh.
were kind of like, they were like, oh, okay, like and I was like, you know, we're trying to be reasonable, but like, and they were like, oh, we're sorry, right?
Because they respect you more now.
They respect you more, and then they kind of understand also, right? Like, so you also have to be a real person, like,
A real person.
you know,
Be a real
like
person.
you gotta be, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, it builds up this idea of like each like part in our life, like from a child to like a junior youth to being a youth now, and even adults, like we kind of look up to each stage.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I looked up to some like people that like the sixth graders.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like when I was that age, I would look up to like people my age and your age,
Yeah.
right? And then like we kind of look up to like the adults around us, and like we really
Right.
look at that. So it's so important with like each age. We kind of nurture the generation below, so that we can
Exactly.
all like build like a beautiful community,
Yeah.
right? That's basically like the key points to like
Yeah,
building
yeah.
building an amazing community.
Yeah. And it's like the environment is so important too, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, if I'm in an environment where the adults around me are just kind of talking, like I've been in spaces where the adults kind of just talk and they're like, yeah, we want you here for your opinion. And then like I'm just down there in the corner, like listening to them, but not feeling heard. And I think like one of our teachers was saying that like when you walk into a room, you can kind of almost feel like how people think of you in
Yeah,
a sense,
yeah.
right? So if a junior youth is like, or like one of these grade 7, 8s is walking into a room and everyone who's in there is kind of like, oh, this person,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, like they have nothing to contribute or they have nothing to say. And, you know, like all these conceptions that society has,
They're
when
gonna start
you're going to
becoming-
feel it
yeah.
and they're going to be like, well, if they all think that about me anyways,
Yeah.
what does it matter, right? So it's so important also for us to have these things of respect and have these things of like being a role model in mind and remembering their power, because otherwise they're going to walk into this environment and not be motivated
Yeah.
to do anything, you know?
Yeah, like a really important like thing as well. Like and like that junior youth like really embody is like, and they're trying to develop is like their power of expression.
Yeah.
And like they're really like trying to like, that's that key age when they have like a lot of ideas, they have like a lot of things to contribute to community, but they don't really know how to get it out.
Yeah.
So like it's so important like with us as well, like it's like we help them on that journey, we help them on that
Yeah.
path.
Yeah.
And like yeah, like I gave that example of them identifying like racism. I allowed them to express that in a way, like express like the issues within the community and really like solve that problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's really
No,
interesting.
that's so real. Sometimes, sorry, Roya, I'm gonna out my sister here. But when she was like in elementary school, she would
Yeah.
come home and she was like always having problems with her friends, and she would just get home and like she'd be really frustrated, right? But like that expression hadn't been built up yet. This was like when she was, you know, on the younger side, like 11 years old. And she would just get home and it was like this ball of fury, right? And she was like, ah, like, and I would go to my mom and I'm like, why does she have all these problems? Like, what's going on? I didn't have all these problems when I was her age. Like, this is like unreasonable. And my mom was always very quick to be like, no, Mona, you were the exact same. Like,
I hate hearing that. I hate hearing that.
so it's also sometimes it's good to be humbled and you're like, yeah, well, you were like that too, right? And
Yeah.
and the reason why you're not anymore is because somebody gave you the chance to express yourself, right? So you gotta also like let them like have their little rage moments, and then also be like, hey, well, like what's going on? How are you feeling? Like help them express themselves afterwards too, right? And build that power of expression, like you were saying with that.
And really develop those like spiritual qualities within them. And yeah, it's really important factor in a community is like developing those spiritual aspects of it
Yeah.
as well, because like that builds a lot. Like you can't have a community just developing materially.
Yeah.
Like everybody's just smart with the sciences. I mean, of course, like that's like important.
It's important,
That's like that's
but-
good. But if nobody in the community is like showing love,
Yeah.
like come on, it's gonna
There's
be
gotta be a
rough.
balance.
It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Just
rough.
like imagining.
It's gonna-
Yeah. Yeah. We got a moment of silence for
Yeah,
that idea,
yeah,
'cause,
yeah.
you know, you just gotta like
Yeah, we
imagine
gotta-
the world like that.
we really gotta let it sink in. Let
Yeah.
that sink in.
Yeah, because it's so important. Like if there's no spiritual, and I think I encountered this sometimes. People hear spiritual and they just think like, oh, religion, right? But it's also like spiritual also means the qualities, like being loving and being kind. Those aren't like physical things, right? So
Yeah.
then they kind of qualify as spiritual. But if we don't have them in a community, then also you can't develop your powers. Like we were talking about the sense of justice.
So I can fly?
Well, I don't know about that kind of power. I meant more the powers of the mind.
No, yeah.
Wait, where was I?
No, sorry.
But no, it's okay. Like so. Dang, it's gone, guys.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It was. A
I
good
just
joke
wanted to
for it
fly.
Yeah. Hey, maybe one day.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Yeah.
One day when I develop my spiritual qualities, I'll be able to fly.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Quoted by Mona Rohani herself.
Yeah.
Nancy
You
Campbell.
heard it first here, guys.
This is the Nancy Campbell, like this is the next generation, guys, of graduates.
They're gonna fly.
Next generation of
They're gonna
graduates.
soar.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait. Unpack that. Go deeper into that.
I was just referencing the SOAR project that's happening in an island of the Caribbean, Grenada, where some youth are going to help lift up the community. But now it's just the local population there. The local youth are working to engage their communities. It's actually very cool. But yes.
You want to talk about your experience there? Because we both actually served there for 3 months.
Yeah, we did.
Well, different times, but we both have a lot of experience from there. Do you want to talk about?
It was a crazy experience. I've never experienced anything like. I think you can relate. But no, I remember coming back, and the school was always such a haven for me in like this place where it seemed very materialistic. Like I could always count on the school to be like very uplifting. And I came back from Grenada, and I was like, man, because I had just experienced something so
You're
beyond.
You're like on fire.
Yeah, exactly. But it was amazing to see, like, once we like were there working with these junior youth and these youth and giving them access to those spiritual qualities of loving and kindness and encouragement, what they were actually capable of doing. Because not like, what has it been, like 6 months? I don't even know.
Since
I left. Maybe 6 months.
May, right?
Yeah.
May you came back. Yeah, something
4
like
months,
that. Something like
even
that.
less, right? Even less, and they're already now going off on their own and doing the same thing. And so, I remember my thought from before, and we can add it here, but like they have these capacities, like junior youth. I was saying, like, are curious, and I was telling Terrell before the podcast, like when you're little, like 4 years old, if your mom is like, no, don't do it, you're like, oh, mom's mad, like my bad, and you don't do it, right? Well, some kids, I wasn't like that, but then when you're a junior youth and your parents are like, no, don't do that, then you're kind of like, but why? And then they're kind of like, oh, you rebel, like you're questioning me now. And so that's where that like perception comes from. And if we don't channel the curiosity into doing good, like you're like, why is my community like this? Well, you know, and then you show them love and you show them these like ideas that, you know, they can now take as their own and make a difference for the greater good.
You have to really direct them.
Yeah, then otherwise they're just going to be like rebellious and curious, right? So in Grenada, like, that's what like we did. Like they kind of empowered themselves. Like we just gave them love and encouragement and like kind of started to ask them questions, and they on their own just like totally blew us away and just made these ideas and this reality for themselves. Like, so it was just
one example. When I was there in Grenada, we had like it was like the March break, I think. Yeah, March break.
Okay.
And we didn't have any activities going on. And one thing in the community, that we were serving in, you know, Jean Anglais.
Yeah.
Like they wanted some like extra homework help, like for the March break. And so we held this thing at the Baha'i Center there, and every single day we helped them with like homework or whatever they wanted to do, like reading, all age groups. So like just like us, like 8 youth.
Yeah.
We're helping with like 30 people. It was intense. It was intense.
Yeah.
But there was one boy who couldn't really read well. Okay, he was like I don't know his age, but like he couldn't really read well. And one thing is like all the other youth and all the other like junior youth and like the parents, the adults as well, they would say like, oh, this kid can't read. Like this kid isn't the brightest, right? Yeah. It kind of like you labeled them something, right?
Yeah.
And like when you label like especially a kid something, they're gonna start becoming into that.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like so important to see their capacity. And like us youth, so we helped them to read, we would really see his capacity to be able to do that, right? And we wouldn't confine them to that label. Oh, you can't read. Like he's not the brightest. Like we really encouraged him. Like you're a smart person. Like we saw different things that he was able to do. Like he was helping out with the different conversations of service, and like just like looking at like really focusing on what he can do, and as well like his good qualities. And like telling him that, right? And like he became more confident as well. And then with that, he became more able to read. like it just really shows that switch of
It's
like
like
that
mentality
yeah, that
almost.
switch,
Yeah.
right? And so that's like our influence is so important,
Yeah.
especially like the whole community. And like this is like little quote, it's like a whole community, it takes a whole community to raise a child,
Yeah.
right? So it's really important.
Because it's all about like the environment that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
community creates for
Exactly.
you. I do like math tutoring and like English tutoring, and the parents of like the people like the junior youth that I tutor, the main thing they tell me is not like, oh, their grades improved, but it's like their confidence has improved. Like they now ask questions in class when their teachers like it's just creating this environment where suddenly they have now this power that they're like, yes, I can do this. And those I think those junior youth that you were referencing from Grenada, actually when we went there, like I don't know, a couple of months after you, they were actually helping us
Oh yeah?
tutor, yeah, like to help
That's
the
amazing.
younger kids
That's so
with
amazing.
schoolwork. So it's actually like, it's not like a one time, like you go there, you make this environment, and then all of a sudden it goes away. Like it has
Yeah,
a
the
lasting
seed
impact.
was planted.
Yeah. And so I'm sure now, like we're not there, and I'm sure they're still
Mm.
doing like those things because, you know, one person or two people like showed them what it means to create
Mm-hmm.
that environment, you know?
I mean, yeah, like with the SOAR project at Grenada, like they send 6 people, or like around 6 people, like
Yeah.
3 boys, 3 girls, like every like half a year is it
Yeah.
back to Grenada, and we wanted to send like at least 4 more people from Nancy Campbell back there. Like this semester, they were supposed to go in September.
Yeah, yeah.
But we couldn't manage to get
It didn't end up
that
happening.
amount.
So.
But maybe like for next semester. But what was
Maybe.
really amazing is that like 6 youth from Grenada already there in the community
Yeah,
were taking initiatives and already doing stuff.
exactly.
So it's like the times that we've gone there and really helped them, like it really shows that, and like they've taken initiatives
Yeah.
and like they're like really taking ownership of their own communities, which is like really insane. Like I was like hearing, because like I was part of like the first group that ever went there. And it was much more different. Like
Right.
it was like we really had to like push them
Yeah.
to like do things, and even when we left, like it kind of like, not that everything stopped, but like it like mellowed down a bit.
It plateaued a bit.
Yeah, like of course, like I understand it,
It happens.
Right.
It happens here too.
but then now it's just so amazing to see like they're really owning it themselves.
Yeah.
Like we don't even need to come anymore. Like,
I know. I was kind of like, it's crazy to think like that we like went like once or twice there, and then out of that, it's like I see the pictures now, and it's like I don't even know who these junior youth are or these youth are. Like they've already grown that much in the short time that we've left, and it's just incredible to see. But we don't have to go that far to see those differences. Like I was just thinking, like even in our school, like we try and make this environment. Like, you know, we were talking. I don't know. I don't remember if that was like on this podcast or not, but we were talking about the sharing a WCC, like a world citizenship class, when we were both in like grade 9 and 10. And
before yeah.
like before you graduated. Yeah.
Oh, wait, you were in grade 9 and I was grade 10.
Yeah. So, and we shared a class together, and we were learning like, you know, meditation and like all of these like world religion things.
Oh yeah, we were.
Yeah, and it's just we like at this school have been like blessed to be exposed to like these ideas and these concepts so early on, and so
Really nice,
we're
yeah.
like consciously trying to create that environment always. And even just like in assembly today, a lot of like, actually, I don't know if you were there, but a lot of the younger students, like grade 7, 8, and 9s, were the ones who were like sharing and expressing their ideas and like how they were feeling about
Oh really?
yeah, about like the truth and reconciliation yesterday, like the
Oh,
day.
okay.
And they were the ones that like when they were like, does anyone want to share? Like they were the ones that went up. And so it's nice to see that we've created this environment already that they feel like they can share in front of everybody. And they're actually the ones like you know, the grade 11s and us, we were like at the back kind of like
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they were the ones that were actually taking the initiative.
That's so
and-
amazing.
Yeah.
No, I remember when I was in grade 9, not here, but in another school
Yeah.
in Sweden. Oh man, I would never share. Like,
Right.
even within my own class of like 30 kids, you wouldn't even catch me sharing because I didn't feel safe within the environment.
Exactly.
Right? Like
it's
I didn't,
such a huge
exactly. So like we're really
Yeah.
lucky within this school. Like we really developed this aspect
right.
of like inclusiveness. I remember I was in grade 10. Like I joined for Wildfire. I joined the music group, and I was even rapping on stage my first year.
Yeah,
It was,
exactly.
Not even. I was like 2 months. No. It was 2 weeks in. 2 weeks in. It was
never
Wildfire.
catch me doing
And then
that
I was like,
anywhere
I was singing on stage, and I'm like, you would never catch me doing that in another school
right.
that I was in.
Exactly.
So like that's really important.
Yeah, it's cool how like we have these ideas, but now it's all about, you know, like we want those environments everywhere, right? We don't just
within
want
the whole community is building that environment with the whole
Exactly.
community.
So.
No, I remember that I mentioned before about the junior youth programming
The
the junior youth empowerment program, that I was gonna explain it. Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's the junior youth empowerment program. It takes them along like these courses of books
Right.
that like with each book they have like different stories and they learn like different concepts. Like the first one was breezes of confirmation, right? And it really helps them explore this path of like what is confirmation? What is confirmation?
So when you like make an effort to do something and then you get confirmed in your actions. So like something happens that kind of says, yes, you're on the right path, or like, no, you
Hey, she did the book.
go somewhere else. Yeah. Like 7 times.
No,
Yeah.
like it's well, I mean, today actually I'm first time I'm going to this new junior youth group. And like with our group, it's usually like a youth running it, like ages like from 15 and up.
Yeah.
And we're taking through with these junior youth ages 12 to 15, and we take them through these different books, and we empower them to serve, and like we develop these qualities, and like there's like different service projects. There we go. Service projects with them. Like I did this really interesting service project, or not me. Like I heard like some of my junior youth that did it.
Yeah.
They created like they identified that like there was a big thing with rubbish with in the community, and they created these cool like basketball garbage cans in the woods, and like you could tell like they were full, and you could tell like there wasn't much rubbish in the forest anymore. So that was like it was really fun. It was really cool.
It's cool because they think like when you're on your own, you think you don't have that much of an impact. But when you're working in like a group of your friends and you're like, oh, this is a problem, why don't we just try? And then they see the impact that they make and they're like inspired to keep going. Yeah. I just remember like also the power of these, you're talking about these books. The power of these books is so like beyond what I can even put into words.
No, I didn't say it that well.
I know. But there's this one book. It's about, I forget the Glimmerings of Hope. I think it's Glimmerings of Hope, and it's about this young boy who is kind of stuck between a turf war, like a gang war, like a tribal war between these two tribes, and his parents are killed. At the very beginning of this book,
it's quite a sad story.
Yeah, it's really sad, and it's the story of how he like finds his sister and doesn't fall victim to hate and anger and like you killed my parents, so now I'm gonna join this gang and like go after you, but really, find my sister and try and bring good.
It's really sweet.
And at the beginning, this group that I was working with like found it so funny. Like, you know, they play like Fortnite and Call of Duty and they're like, oh my God, ha ha ha.
They
like
died.
His village has just been like, and they've died. And we were kind of like, guys, like, you know, like,
because like they're based off their real stories, right?
Yeah. Well,
most of them. Yeah.
They're like based off of true stories of like junior youth around the world.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like, guys, you know, like, and we talked to them about the reaction, which, you know, of course that's the media they're consuming. That's like, you understand, like, yeah. And it was just through the process of doing the book, it became less funny and less like, like, haha, this, because I think it's hard to imagine like a book being reality. Because I think it's very different if like something were to happen in your town and you see this versus like now we've been so desensitized to like screens, right?
Yeah.
But when they started realizing, you know, like, no, this is like a real person and this is like happening in the world, like it became so much more serious, and like their ability to think about it in that way and to think about like how powerful it is that this boy is not like, because imagine somebody came and did that to your family, it would be very easy to kind of, you know, and they started seeing it like that. And they started seeing it like that, and then they realized this true power that's like in those books, and then it helps them with their expression too, like we were talking about. Like sometimes it's hard to express yourself, but it helps them because then they see these ideas and these concepts and they try and like work on expressing, because it's not written in the book like this is exactly what's happening. They kind of have to be able to put that into words, like how they're feeling about it. So it's just like, it's really powerful what those books can do. Sorry, that was long.
No. And it's like, it's interesting as well, the relationship between us like animators, who essentially like we help them on their path, and we take them through these books. And like it's not like a teacher student relationship. It's like, but it's more like I'm a friend with more experience and
Yeah.
knowledge, and like we're just doing this together, right? And
Yeah.
we're learning off each other. Like I learned a lot from the junior youth that I'm with
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. Like it's really interesting. Like I'm not anything special. Like,
Yeah, I know. Like they're super
right? But
creative, and
I'm just someone who helps them on this path, right? It's like
Exactly.
it's a really interesting relationship, and it really helps them develop. Because like if we approached it like a teacher-student relationship, you do this, you do
Yeah, it
that,
wouldn't
you
be
do that.
as
Like, would they
meaningful.
really want to serve the
Probably.
community?
yeah, no.
Or more like it's like, hey guys,
Kind
like
of be like, oh, sorry, I've got like an
yeah,
appointment.
yeah,
like-
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's
It's
really
fun.
important. It's really
yeah.
important. No.
No, yeah. It's so cool that they're able to like have those spaces too, that they can like, because as soon as they see what they can do, then they're excited to do more. I
Exactly.
think. And even like me, as like I've done those, like you said, the confirmation book, I've done it so many times, like animating it, and like myself when I was younger. And every time I do it, I think I find something new in there that I didn't see before. And so
Exactly.
like there's this power of like being able to keep going back to those things and keep doing them with your friends, you know?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, essentially that is the Junior Youth Empowerment Program.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Explained by Mona and Terrell.
Yay! I don't think we do it justice, but we tried.
Yeah, we tried. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this program is going all over the world, with a lot of junior youth from every country almost, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to see it. I got to go to the Czech Republic
Mm-hmm.
and be a part of a junior youth program there, and I was like, what? There's so many people. Like I was it's kind of
Oh.
easy to think you're the only one doing it, and like, oh, I know like these people like Terrell, I go to school with him, like, oh, it's like our school thing, but like, nope.
No.
I just met people from like all over the world who do the same thing. So
No, yeah. It also builds on that aspect of like you look up to like your animator, because like they're in such like close age,
yeah,
essentially. Like I was I mean, like I was like 16 when I first started my well, I didn't start it, but like I was helping out with a junior youth
yeah.
group, and like the kids were like 12, 13, right? And like you can tell like you're like, it's really important that you're
there
you
and
set that
you're-
example,
yeah.
right? Because you can tell they really look up to you,
Yeah.
and so like you have that that pressure on your shoulders. Not a lot of pressure, a good pressure,
A good pressure.
a good
yeah,
pressure,
yeah.
a good
We're on
pressure,
the same wavelength.
right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like it's a really important aspect.
Yeah. Because it's hard for me to imagine myself as like a functioning adult at like age 25, right? But it's easier for me to kind of
Yeah.
like relate to.
You can
or,
also
like,
relate to like
associate.
the things that they're going through in their generation, because it's not so far off.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, oh my God, I feel like
I know.
I'm so far off.
Sometimes I'm like, am I really that old?
The different lingo that they start talking.
Yeah. But like I was even like kind of this. Sorry, I'm bringing it back. The 6-7
stop.
thing, right? No, I know.
Stop.
I'm sorry. It's gotta come back.
No,
But-
no.
But even like I know what it is and I know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
But then like my mom or my dad, they're like, what is this thing?
This
you know,
thing,
that,
yes.
that
What
everyone's
is-
been talking
It's
about.
just
and-
two numbers.
Right, and they're like, we have to Google everything that our children say because we
Yeah.
don't know, right? But I'm kind of like, yeah, I get
Like
it.
this
a little more,
generational
right?
slang. Thank you, Mona, for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Don't forget to subscribe
And like,
and like.
wait, we did it in the wrong order.
Don't forget to like
And
and
subscribe.
subscribe. And
Oh,
comment.
and comment.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
It just ends now. It ends now.
Okay. Cut.